الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن وأحصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة وتلك حدود الله ومن يتعد حدود الله فقد ظلم نفسه لا تدري لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا فإذا بلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو فارقوهن بمعروف وأشهدوا ذوي عدل منكم وأقيموا الشهادة لله ذلكم يوعظ به من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا واللائي يئسن من المحيض من نسائكم إن ارتبتم فعدتهن 3 أشهر واللائي لم يحضن وأولاة الأحمال أجلهن أن يضعن حملهن.
Arby's, we have the meats.
As the gender war rages on, in order to keep the peace, we must discuss the exact facts. Welcome to Exactly. I am your host, Saudi Ma'am. Remove your shoes and enter upon your right foot, upon the right state of mind. I am coming to you under low light in a remote location at a cafe. So bear with the background noise if there is any. I have an omnidirectional mic and I have it to where it only picks me up, but there may be some background noise. Nothing is definite. Nevertheless, topic. Under constant threat of love. Under constant threat of love. And as you can see on the flyer, love, L.O.V.E, was given as an acronym. for an extended term, or an acronym to apply to an extended term. I'll start off by saying that so many men, Muslim and not, are opting out. They are opting out, swearing off relationships. And as Muslims, we can only have marriage. You can say that some of them, many of them, are shell shocked through past experiences. These emotions, these feelings, these perspectives are trauma based. It is not only women that go through trauma, but also men. And this trauma has produced certain groups like MGTOW, men going their own way. And this group was mainly born from biased, or this bias, or any system that's not Islamic is biased. As Allah says, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمْ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الظَّالِمُونَ. That the natural result of not ruling by Islam, by what Allah Ta'ala has revealed, is oppression. So these men have been oppressed by the unjust systems that exist today in the world. And because the injustice system, I can't say justice system in good faith, I'll say the injustice system is so biased against men and for women, these men have given up, and they're saying, we are not going to deal with women regarding marriage and relationships, but we will wham bam, thank you ma'am, hit it and quit it, dip and slip, stop and pop. These are the MGTOWs. The next group that sprung from this trauma were the incel people. They're called involuntary celibate. The short of it is incel. These people are actually female haters. They hate females. And they hate men that have no issue catching a female or being with a female. One incident recently, not long ago, a man approached some women on the street and asked them for their number or to go on a date or whatever he did, and they turned him down. I don't know how harsh they were, but that's beside the point. They turned him down, and he started shooting at them. I'm not sure how many got shot or what was the extent of their injuries, but these are from the incel people. Also, a lot of these school shootings, incel type people that were turned down by the opposite gender. Trauma. Red pill. Becoming getting a start with the movie Matrix, red pill, blue pill. Nevertheless, red pill was something that came through trauma. The red pill community, the red pill perspective, examining the new reality. Not like I was, blue pill, hoping for the best, hoping for a traditional relationship, hoping for traditional home life. And then you go through certain things and you say, no, this is not going to right. This is not going to turn out right. It's going to be the same wall that we are going to keep slamming our head against. So therefore, we started to examine the new reality, and these people started to examine the new reality, and they started the Red Pill Society, so on and so forth. All under the umbrella of what's called the manosphere. These are woke males, not woke politically, not woke in any other capacity except relationship wise. They are no longer going to put up with the past nonsense and drama that men have endured. Not all men, but a significant amount. And one of his signs, Allah Ta'ala says in Quran, Surah Rum, 23rd, 21st ayat, excuse me, and one of his signs is that he created for you, excuse me, spouses, aswajahum, for yourself, or aswajakum, spouses, so that you may find the taskunun, that you may find sakina in them and with them. You may find tranquility. This is the point and purpose of Allah Ta'ala. He said this is one of his ayat. This is one of his ayat. One of his ayat is that he created for you spouses from among yourselves, male and female, so that you may find comfort, sakina, tranquility in them. And he has placed between you compassion and mercy. Surely these are the signs for people who reflect. Okay? Therefore, we see the point and purpose is to be tranquil with one another, to bring peace to one another. This means that L.O.V.E, the point and purpose, was for women to be loving, to be outgoing, meaning that they don't have a sedentary lifestyle, not a sedentary lifestyle where they just sit around and grow and grow and grow, but they actually are outgoing. They are active in the home, maybe even outside the home. They are some Islamic activity or some type of activities that benefit. They are validating. They are supporting their man in everything that is halal. And everything that is halal, they're supporting their man and never support him in anything haram. They are elegant. They are ladylike. They are feminine. They are desirable based on these woman traits. Remember, we talked about if the most desired thing to man in this dunya is the woman, then her behaving womanly is indeed the way to have her way, the way to get her way. But acting manly or masculine is the exact opposite of elegance when it comes to a woman. If a man is sad, someone says, "What's wrong?" The woman says, "Excuse me, what's wrong?" Again, I repeat, if a man is sad, a woman says, "What's wrong?" She doesn't assume it's her. That's not her first thought. She thinks there is some outside force or outside source that is causing his sadness. A man is sad. What's wrong? A woman is sad. The man says, "What did I do wrong?" The man's first instinct is to assume it was something he did. These are two dynamics. I repeat, when a man is sad, a woman asks what's wrong, and she's always assuming that it's something not her initially, unless she's told otherwise. A woman is sad, the man thinks, "What did I do?" Besides the loving, outgoing, validating, and elegant natural women, traditional women, today we have something different. We are under the constant threat of love. What happens when you fall, quote unquote, in love and it doesn't work out? You fall in love and it doesn't work out. There can be kids involved, but no kids involved. Either way, you fall in love and it doesn't work out. It's not an amicable parting. But if there are children, the children would be used against the man. If more than likely in this society, women tend to find benefit in kufr and shirk, so they tend to lean that way. That's like Jannah on earth for them. Sometimes that's the closest a person gets, having their way. So you fall in love. The natural progression of relationship is marriage. Marriage is the zenith, is the apex of relationships. So therefore, marriage is natural. As I mentioned 1,000 times, when you said it was okay, when they said it was okay for men to have relationships with men, then they would say, we want to marry. It is inevitable. When you said a woman can have a relationship with a woman, an intimate relationship, then naturally that woman will, or those women will want to marry, because that is the zenith or the apex of relationship. And the air conditioner is getting to my allergies or my sinuses, so bear with me. So it is possible that in these, that, like I say, as a Muslim, only relationship we can have is marriage. So therefore, it's possible that you come together, you fall in love, you get married, or you get married then fall in love, whatever the process was. But this person loves you, and now this person loves you, and now something goes wrong. Something goes wrong. So now here comes the other side of L.O.V.E. One of the first things that happens right after the breakup is libel. L, libel. One popular one is to call you gay. I don't know if Kevin Samuels is gay or not, but nevertheless, this is one of the, because the women were angry with him, they called him gay. And gay is only an insult to heterosexuals. Gay is not an insult to homosexuals. And if he was gay, as he said, why did not the LBGT community rush to his defense? This is something that people have to ask themselves. Nevertheless, they like to say that you are gay. They want to say, remember, we're talking about libel, we're talking about things that are not within the fold of reality or within the scope of realities, because it's libel. They're trying to damage your character. They'll call you an abuser. They'll call you an abuser. And they'll call you a deadbeat. And this is not absolute list of what they will do to libel you. This is not it. This is just 3 examples, not to belabor the topic. That was L. Now it's time for O. Offensive. Offensive. Subtle to blatant acts to display their anger. Damage, damaging stuff, or hiding stuff, or just behaviors, leaving without permission, all kinds of different things they can do, hiding certain articles that you use on the daily basis. This is part of the offensive. They are literally going at you because they are displeased that the love that was professed did not sustain the relationship. So this is a constant threat of love that a lot of men live under. Either make her happy or she'll make your life miserable. V, violence. Violence. Hands in the face, throwing objects, threats of family members killing you or hurting you. This is what men go through. So these MGTOWs, these red pills, these other individuals in the manosphere, these incels, are pretty much fed up. Well, I guess you can extract the incels from this because the incels just can't get none. They can't get none. And there are women that will sleep with you if you pay them. They'll sleep with you if you pay them. So there's really no excuse for a calf or incel that couldn't, get none, basically. These people are very violent. They became violent, especially toward women, but also toward men that are, you know, able to pull, are able to procure females. This is V, violence. I covered L, libel. I covered O, offensive. And I covered V, violence. That's what a lot of men go through. And a lot of men are frankly fed up. They're frankly fed up. Last one is E. E is estrangement, also evil. E is for estrangement or also evil. Intimacy withheld. Now the sex becomes estranged. Broken communication in all of its facets. Broken communication. No longer telling you or informing you where she's going to go. So that respect factor is not there anymore. Lawyer involvement, threats of going to the family court, threats of this, threats of that, lawyer involvement, threaten you with the judicial system, you know, and like the MGTOWs claim, and we all know, which is true, that the injustice system in Kufr lands is biased against males, biased against fathers. When fatherlessness and the lack of activity or presence of a father leads to crime, drugs, gang activity, violence, homosexuality, prison population, a lot of stuff. But these people that fall under the second acronym of L.O.V.E don't care about this. They care about their own selves, and they will ruin the children in order to get back at you. But what happens when the children become of age? They curse them out, they disrespect them, and they worry them almost to death. If only they had a father in their life, this would not be the reality of a lot of children. But we're talking about the L.O.V.E, libel, offensive, violence, and estranged and evil individuals, not the ones that Allah Ta'ala created natural to dwell in sakina, tranquility with, or comfort. Financial factors, financial factors, they'll try to make it very hard on you financial, not only with child support, but with all kind of other things. They'll try to disrupt your business because there are intrinsically evil individuals, and these men have had enough. They've joined these groups. They've joined these communities and these umbrella under the umbrella of the manosphere because they feel disenfranchised. And space station parenting. They, unfit or not, qualified or not, to be the lead or custodial parent because the system is biased against men. They'll demand that you meet them at a remote place and that your visits are supervised, and you can't bring, your their kids around your, you know, next wife. You can't bring them around there. And that next woman may be better than them, but that's beside the point because they're on the offensive and they are going to try to make your life a living heck because they are not the ones that Allah Ta'ala created to be a tranquility and a comfort for you. They are the other types. They are evil. They are evil. So these men feel like they are without choice, without uh, option, and they have formed these communities. Muslims should not be a part of these communities because we don't suffer from a lot of the stuff that they suffer from, although a lot of the stains that have touched them are indeed affecting us. This is why it became a point of discussion. Some Muslims have been in MGTOW, some Muslims have swallowed the red pill, and so on and so forth. Some Muslims have been just outright fed up. But we know that there are still good Muslim women and good Muslim sisters out there for us to be had, and we know that we cannot have the desired intimate relations except with a woman that we are under nikah, the aqzawaj, the marital contract with. So we're limited in that, and we fear Allah, so we're not going to become incels and things like that. We will be Muslim. We will be Muslim until the wheels fall off, and that's only for this life. In the next life, you know, Allah will punish these evil people, and uh, a lot of them are what they are. They say the abused become the abuser, and a lot of them, you know, were raised in the trashy ways, and they're going to behave trashy because that's what they're so used to. They're not going to listen to their husbands. They're not going to listen to their man. They're not going to, you know, try to form and reform themselves to be desirable to a man to be loving, outgoing, validating, and elegant. L.O.V.E. They're not going to be that. They're not going to be that because in that they feel like they are benefiting their husbands. I'm like, when did that become a terrible thing or a bad thing? They feel like in that they're benefiting their husbands. So what do? They take the second type of L.O.V.E. and they lie on you. They try to slander your character. They go for the O, the offensive. They go for the offensive, and they do blatant acts in order to display their anger. Violence, you know, from hands in the face to throwing objects to whatever they do. This is what they do. These are that type. Patrice O'Neal said these new domestic violence laws are making it very hard to discipline our women. And I know it was a joke and he's a comedian, but imagine that they reached the level of equality that many of them are pushing for, and you could fight them. You can actually square up with them. Then the privilege escapes them, and they have to realize a reality that you are not a man. You should not be approaching a man in a physical, violent way. Unless you got something with you that's going to send you straight to prison. You know. So again, the last thing is the E, estrangement. Estrangement, the distance, the evil, estrangement and evil, holding the intimacy, which is not a big deal. It's more of a punishment for them than for the man. Broken communication, lawyer involvement, financial factors, space station parenting, They try to put you out in space. You can visit your kids in space. I don't want nobody and no one else around the kids. They basically try to make your life miserable. They're not the ones that Allah Ta'ala created that you may dwell in sakina or tranquility with. They are not them. May Allah Ta'ala bless us with the fair, traditional, Allah-fearing women and not the other types that are shayateen with breasts. Because these men, again, these are non-Muslims, but a lot of Muslims are experiencing the same thing. These MGTOWs, these incels, these red pills, these manosphere individuals. Now, also there's a black manosphere, so on and so forth. Nevertheless, these people have said enough is enough. A lot of them don't advocate marriage. They advocate smash and dash, stop and pop, dip and slip, hit it and quit it. It's what they reckon, what they advocate. Now, we as Muslims have to marry. We as Muslims have to keep it halal. We will continue to do so, but we are running out of options. We're running out of the pool of women that fear Allah Ta'ala and are willing to obey their husband as Allah Ta'ala ordered them to do, except in the matters that are haram. May Allah Ta'ala help us in this cause. May Allah Ta'ala grant us good women. May Allah Ta'ala grant women good husbands. And may Allah Ta'ala protect the children, because who will under a system that favors women over men? Who will protect the children in a system that favors women over men? Think the stepdad is going to protect? A lot of bad stepdad situations. It's for the biological dad to do so, but they're not going to give you your children. They're not going to do that. They're not going to give you your children, excuse me. Simply because, like they say, that's too much like right. That is too much like right. This has been Saudi Ma'am for Exactly. Thank you for viewing. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.